O yomam v'layla v'na'aleh ha'anan v'nas'u. And if that was, it would be on there for morning and for the night. And then they would get, when the cloud would lift up, they would travel. O yamayim, o chodesh, o yamim beha'arich ha'anan al hamishkan lishkon alav yechanu b'nei Yisrael v'lo yis'u. Regardless of whether it was for a couple of days or a month or a year, if the cloud was settled on the tabernacle for any of those periods of time, then the Israelites would also settle and stay during that time, and they would not travel. Uvaha'alato yisu al pi Adonai yichanu va'al pi Adonai yisu. And then when it would get up, they would leave. They would do so only on instruction of God. By that instruction, they would settle, and by that instruction, they would depart. Et mishmeret Adonai shamru, al pi Adonai biyad Moshe. They observed God's instruction carefully as it was adjudicated by Moses. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam atah betochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. We rejoice in our being able to go to our place, to Haaretz, the land that is ours. We rejoice in our being able to travel together with one another. For some in this group, it is a first time going to Israel. And for some in this group, it is a first time going to Israel with these people. And I would make the argument, as those of us who have been to Israel before know, every time we go to Israel, even if we go 15 times a year, it is like the first time we have gone. So we rejoice in our traveling together. May we go there safely, return safely, and in returning, may we renew those around us with our time away. For this celebration, for our rejoicing and our going, let's join together in our prayer of gratitude. We join together in Shechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Gifts for our going to Israel as well, which is not, in fact, a cheap bottle of sherry wrapped in paper. It is actually a water bottle that says Beth Emeth goes to Israel. It's got the crown on it. It's going to pass these back. Some people already received it because we had a gathering for our teens going to Israel. So this is for those not related to me because they already got theirs. Anybody not get one? Good. And I'm going to ask you guys to stay for one more moment as we rise physically, spiritually for Hagbah and Glilah, the lifting up and the dressing of our Sefer Torah. Chaim hi lemachazikima v'tomcheha meushar derachea darchei noam bechol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Hadesh Yamenu kekedem. We'll turn to page 282 for Aleinu L'Shabeach. Aleinu L'Shabeach Ladon Akol Latet Gedula Leotzer Breshit Shelo Asanu Kagoye Haratzot Velo Samanu Kamishbechot Adama Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahem Begor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam Vanachnu Koreim Umishtachavim Umodim Lefnei Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'nemar V'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz Bayom ha'u Yeh Adonai echad Ushmo echad. We may be seated and we turn to page 294 in our prayer books. Adonai natan v'Adonai lakach, Yehi Shem Adonai mevarach. God gives, God takes away. Blessed be the name of God. If you are in the first 30 days of your mourning, the period of Shaloshim, I invite you to rise at this time. And if you are in the first year of your mourning, I invite you to rise. And if on this Shabbat you observe a yahrzeit, the anniversary of a loved one's passing, I invite you to rise. And if it is your custom to rise to remember those whom only we can remember, the martyrs of our people, those of every race and nation who died sanctifying the divine name, I invite you to do so as we turn to page 294 and we join in Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulamei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shamaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. We remember Esther Schatz, Carolyn Wolfe, Leatrice Weinstock, Gilbert Sloan, David Joseph Hark, Eugene Ellick, Florence Ellick, Morris Ellick, Esther Gross, Michael Hendler, Robert Hershkowitz, Michael Kobrin, Edward Cramen, Rose Lieberman, Jack Lundy, Anita Markell, Stuart Joe McCann, Leonora Miller, Dorothy Paul, Samuel Paul, Martin Pressman, Vera Pressman, Nancy Shore Siner, Forrest Woody Sprague, Harry Statt, Benjamin Stolper, and Abraham Weinberg. And I would ask if you have a name to add, feel free to do so as my eyes scan around the room. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing as we say, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. Many thanks once again to Brian Gluck for covering for the cantor this evening, for Rachel Greenspan for keeping our live stream live and streaming. And a special thank you, I'm going obviously with the folks going on the Israel trip, and then I am beginning my sabbatical, or part of my sabbatical. So much gratitude to those who are going to be covering for me while I'm away in July and the beginning of August while I'm at camp, including Rabbi Michael Kramer, Rabbi Grumbacher, Rabbi Jeremy Winokur, and Rabbi Jeremy Weisblatt. Yes, we get 2 Rabbi Jeremys while I'm away, which is great, and a number of lay people, including Brian and Susan Detweiler, Eliana Hall, our Director of Lifelong Learning, and others. So there'll be a rotating cast of characters, a diversity of voices preaching from the Bima and teaching on Saturday mornings and on Friday nights, and hope you will receive them warmly, and much gratitude to each of them. Tomorrow morning, I know we were all excited to do a Shabbat hike, but with the air quality alerts and everything, we're going to be doing Torah study on Zoom tomorrow morning at 9:30 instead. Don't worry, we're going to do another hike in a couple of months. So we'll have another in-person Torah study in a couple of weeks. It's all good, but we're rather err on the side of making sure people are safe. And if they're breathing heavily, it is because they are having such an enjoyable exercise experience and not because they're gasping for breath. Nobody wants that. With that, let's conclude our service as we began by joining together in song. We're going to turn to page 321 as we rise and join in singing Adon Olam.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra V'ein Nasa V'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kichot HaKol V'va'ado Yimloch Torah Vehu haya, vehu hove, vehu yiyeh betifara, vehu yiyeh betifara, vehu echad v'yein sheni, lehamshir lo lehafira, beli reshit, beli tachnit, velo haos, v'hamisra, Velo haos ve'hamisra ve'hu eli ve'chai go'ali ve'tzur chevli be'yetzara ve'hu nisi u'manosi menat kosi be'yom ekra menat kosi be'yom ekra be'yado afid ruchi ve'en Ishan ve'ayira ve'im ruchi gaviyati Adonai li velo ira Adonai li velo ira.
Let's join together for Hamotzi, and then let's see each other in the Oneg.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.